This is the first game that we're doing in GameMaker. It is called the catch game. The basic idea is to have an object that moves around by itself that is chasing your avatar. Your avatar is controlled using arrow keys. There's something you have to collect, and we want walls. So this is the main interface for GameMaker. This is GameMaker 8. On the left here you have all of your various resources that are used in your game. Pictures, objects, rooms, all those sorts of things. And up at the top is a series of icons that mostly let you create things as well. So to begin with, I'd like to create a basic object that moves to the left. So to begin with, I need a picture for it, which is called a sprite. So let me create a new sprite. So if I hit the load button there, I'm just going to use some basic ones. You can actually import any kind of picture file into your game if you want to. I'm going to move around using the bear. There we go. That's the bear. That's what it's going to look like in the game. Let me change the name so it actually matches. I'm putting this _s at the end to show that this is the sprite, because I'm going to have a bear object here in a minute, and I want to make sure that they're different things. By the way, with names, upper and lowercase letters matter, and you cannot put spaces in the names. You can, however, use underscores. That's just fine. Now that I have this picture, I need to actually assign it to an object. A picture by itself doesn't do anything. So to create a new object, I can right-click on Objects, or I can hit this blue button here. So let's make this a bear _o for an object. At the moment, it doesn't have a picture, so now I need to assign it a sprite. So there's this little drop-down tab I use to decide which one I want. So I'm going to make it the bear sprite. This is where all of the stuff happens in GameMaker, is in the objects themselves. There's a lot of things here. So we have our name, our sprite, whether it's visible or solid. We'll get to more of these other things like the mask and the parent later on. Here's where we do events. An event is something that happens in the game. So if you hit a key on the keyboard, that's an event. If you run into another object, that's an event. If the game ends, that's an event. So all those things happen here. And then when that particular event occurs, I drag in what commands I want from all of these menus here. So there's a variety of different things you can do. So to begin with, I want to just try making this guy move to the left. So I'm going to add an event. Let's see. That's going to be a key press. It's over here. Left. So when I press this left key, it'll do whatever is in this action window. So to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have my bear move left. So I drag that in. To make it move left, I choose from these directions. I'm going to highlight that one, and then what speed I want it to move. So I'm going to have my bear move at a speed of 5. All right. I want to actually see this thing running, so I need to create a room for my bear to live in. So I can right-click here and create a room, or I can go up here next to the object one and create a room that way. By the way, if I close this object and I want to reopen it, all I have to do is double-click this bear object here, and it'll come back up. Also, if I want to change my speed, I can just double-click that and re-enter the speed. So anything you do in GameMaker, you can always go back and change. All right, so here's my room. I want to try and place the bear. So now that I have the bear selected under the Object tab, I can left-click to place one. By the way, you can left-click multiple times and create multiple objects, and then right-click to remove them. That information is down here. So let's run the game. So to run the game, I hit this green arrow up here. Look, it's a bear. That's exciting. I hit the left key and he moves left, and off into nothing he goes. Very cool. Next, I should probably make him move around in other directions. After a while, someone will get tired of hitting the left key and having nothing else happen. So let's reopen the bear. And I would like to try and put in right, up, and down. So I'm going to add an event, key press to the right, and now I need to do what happens with the right key. Notice that the right key is highlighted, and so I'm doing actions for that. I can go back to the left by highlighting this and altering that action right there. So I'm going to re-highlight, press right, drag in the move fixed, go to the right with a speed of 5. I may as well put an up and down while I'm here. So key press up, drag in the action, move up, speed of 5, add an event, key press, down, move down at a speed of 5. Try that out. It's always a good idea to test your code every time you do something new. All right, looks like he can move in all directions. He still moves outside the room though, and I would like my bear to be a little more contained than that, rather than letting the player go off into the nether and having no idea what happens to the bear again. So I'm going to put in a wall, which I'm going to place around the outside. I need a sprite for that. Wall sprite. I'm going to load. This square looks good. There we go. So there's my picture for my wall. I'm going to create a wall object. So that's this one here. Wall underscore O. I'm going to give it that sprite. Walls aren't going to do a whole lot. They're just going to be sitting there getting in the way. So they're going to be solid. That's about the only thing I'm going to do with this object. I'm not going to put any other events or actions. What is going to happen though in the bear object is when the bear collides with this wall, I want it to stop. Actually, I think I'll have him bounce off. I think that would be more interesting. So to put in the collision, I'm in the bear object, I add an event, collision with the wall. Notice that you read it that way. So when the bear collides with the wall. I can add an event, which is a collision with the bear, but a bear colliding with a bear is not going to happen very often in my game as there is only one bear. So when the bear collides with the wall, I would like to make him bounce. So bounce is this command here. I want myself to bounce, because self is the bear. Precise doesn't really matter for this. It matters if you have rounded objects, and I'm bouncing against solids. The wall is a solid, so he should bounce against that. Let me open up my room, switch over to the wall, and place a bunch of these. So you can left-click individually to place them, or if you hold down Shift and drag, you can create multiples. So creating walls, All right, we have a wall. So now my bear is hopefully contained. Let's give that a try. Good. All right, looks like everything's working.